Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV, and I'm joined by the main man himself, Bernardini from the Citizen channel. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm trying to keep a bit warm. Put the heating on for 10 minutes. That's enough. I've took it off again now. Far too expensive to have on.
Mate. You like
well, I don't know. You got a nice badge there, mate. I won't comment about that.
my badge? That was the badge that was put on yesterday. What a load of pile of poo. You know, I'm proudly wearing my badge and it's half off. So
there'll be sellotape on it tomorrow.
Tape all over it and bit of blue tack. Bit of blue tack can't be
a gaffer tape.
Bit of spit. That'll be going back tomorrow and get that redone or whatever. And the thing is, we can't see. It's got my name on the back as well. So I hope they can sort this out because it kind of spoils the whole shirt if they can't fix it.
What name have you got? What have you got on them? Go on, show us the back. Turn around.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, very good, that, mate. Yeah.
Come on then. Can you see it?
Oh, there you go. That didn't cost you much, did it?
It's my lads. My lads bought it.
Cheapskate. What's going on?
The lads bought it for Father's Day. That was it. They bought it me for Father's Day. So I tell you what, they might as well be Yorkshire people. And what? 3 letters. 3 letters. Could have put, Ray Senior because my lad's Ray Junior. Could have put Senior on the back or Summer or And I would love to show you a picture from outside the window because the snow's just is tumbling down. There's going to be plenty of snow out there.
Got blue sky here.
No, it's plenty of snow where I am. I'm in the foothills of the Pennines. Fortunately, my lad's not going to school today because he had a day off not for the weather, but something else. They closed the school down today, so we're fortunate not to take him to school because that would have been a nightmare. Trying to drive 20 minutes to his school. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about somewhere else, which is not too far away, about a person who's not too far away, and that's Vincent Kompany, who's manager of Burnley at the moment. And what are his prospects for the future? Is he ever can he ever be City manager? A lot of us were hoping that he could bring his mercurial leadership qualities and talent to Manchester City. We thought after what he did at Burnley last season in the Championship, destroying teams before him with a beautiful brand of football, we were thinking, give him a couple more years. When Pep goes, Kompany will be ready to take over at Manchester City. That's going to be fantastic. And it hasn't quite worked out like that. Burnley sits 19th in the table at the moment. 19th on a miserable 12 points after 21 games. Luton, who are next above them, have got 16 of 20 games. Everton have got 17 because they've had that 10-point deduction, and they might get some more points deducted. You could argue Nottingham Forest might lose some points as well. They've got 20 points at the moment. If Nottingham Forest lose a few points, if Everton lose some more, that's the only way I can see Burnley staying up because I just can't see them turning it around. So, Bernard, tell us a bit about Kompany we'll talk about him as a man, as a captain, as a leader, as a player for City, and then we'll move on to him as a manager. So what was he like as a...
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it not just at City. We've seen it consistently with football teams all over. Great players don't necessarily make great managers. I think Brian Clough, for instance, a fantastic player, a fantastic manager. There are exceptions to the rule, and likewise, players who aren't that hot can make fantastic managers. Yeah. Certainly in the older days. At the moment, I don't know too much about European managers to know whether some of these upcoming younger ones are great and were good footballers, but I don't recognise the names of these managers, so I assume they weren't because they don't leap out at me. So it's just a thing as old as time, really. I think. I mean, obviously, one big one for me. I always thought people like Peter Reid, Stuart Pearce, fantastic leaders on the pitch. Whether they played for your team or you didn't, you had to give them respect. Yeah. But as managers, well, we had both of them, didn't we? Had both of them ourselves. It was...
Hang on. I'm going to stop you. Peter Reid, he got us to 5th twice.
Oh yeah, but that was a hangover from Kendall, wasn't it? That was the fact of he took his guys and carried on regardless, and then it just petered off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mentioned
it generally. Yeah. Now that brings me to my next question, actually, because I'm going to fire this back at you. Well, obviously the team Peter Reid had, the players he had. What about Kompany? I mean, what would Pep do with the current Burnley team?
Wow. Well, okay.
Would he be above 19th?
Yeah, we know that.
Do you think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Why? They've only got a certain quality, the players. They've only got a level that they get to.
Yeah.
So what can Pep do that Vinny can't?
No. Players have a certain ability, quality. I totally agree. But Pep's a systems man. And the system, I think, will make the difference. We've seen, I've mentioned it time and time again, that first season of Pep, we had people like Bakary Sagna playing. Clichy. Was Kolarov still there? I can't remember if Zabaleta was in his last season or whatever. We had old players. Okay. We had some great players. We had Gundogan just arrived. We had KDB. We had David Silva. We had Aguero. We weren't rubbish, but Otamendi. We had some cack as well. Okay. I'm not saying Otamendi was cack, but
World Cup winner Otamendi. How dare you?
We had some bang average players, some great players and some bang average players. Now, looking at Burnley, I don't know. I don't think they've got any great players. They might eventually get some great players, but I think Pep got us to fourth. Okay, some say it was good, some say it was bad, some say it's what you expected with that group of players. So I think Pep's system would get
Burnley. Would Burnley be mid-table? Do you think?
Lower to mid-table, yeah, easy. Looking at the table now, okay, Bournemouth 12th with 25 points, Palace 14th with 21. I'd like to think Burnley would have got at least 3 or 4 more wins this season if Pep was there. Did be around Fulham, Palace, Bournemouth, mid-table minimum with that current crop of players. Honestly, I think a good manager will make a difference. Now, it may be that Kompany eventually will be a good manager because when you cut your teeth, it's not always.
He's only young. How old is he? He's not. He can't be 40. Was he 40-ish?
No. He left us about 33. He must be about 30. Off the top of my head, 38-ish. That's my off the top of my head guess. Because he went to Anderlecht. He was at Anderlecht for 3 years, and then he's come over to Burnley. So he's not going to be that old. Let's have a look. 37.
Does Pep have something you can't teach or you can't learn?
Probably, yeah.
Because obviously, Kompany spent time with him. Of course, he never spent time as an assistant manager or anything like that. He spent time as a captain. But, Pep, people try and copy Pep, don't they?
Yeah.
Managers always try and copy Pep. But obviously, in there, something like Brian Clough, in there, there's something special that other people, no matter what they try and do, are not going to get. So no matter what happens, Kompany's never going to get what Pep's got. He's got to create his own something.
Yeah. So that's it. Arteta's copying Pep. Look how Arteta's moved from putting cones out to being the manager of Arsenal, what he's achieving there. And Arteta's young as well. But you need time. And that's it. Arteta, look how much he struggled in the first couple of 3 seasons at Arsenal before it came good. Even Pep, when he came to City, first season was a struggle. And then he came good. Kompany at Anderlecht, he struggled like mad. When he went there, he was player manager. And it weren't working. He gave up being a player. And he just became a manager. It was still a struggle. But by the end, he turned it round. Let me just pop his let's have a look. Let me just bring up his Anderlecht because I wasn't thinking of going on to his Anderlecht history, but Anderlecht, let's have a look. He as I said, he struggled to start with. The first when he was player manager, he played 4 games, he didn't win any. Then he became just a player. He managed 92 games. He won 42. It's not brilliant, but he was there from August 2020. Well, he started in July 2019. He was there for 3 years. And what did Anderlecht do in those 3 years? as I said, they struggled that first season. I'm just trying to see if I can pull up some. Unfortunately, on Wikipedia, it doesn't tell you straight away what they did, but I know that first year was a struggle, and then they got better and better. I mean, they're a big club, Anderlecht. They shouldn't have been as low as they were doing under Kompany. But I think the thing is, he managed to turn them around. Okay, he managed to turn them around. Now he's left them in a good position. All right, he's been gone for a year and a half. They sat second in the league, in the Belgium league. So, I think he's turned them around. They're doing all right now. But it took, as I said, my point is, it took a while. It took some time. And the Burnley thing, look, he had a phenomenal season last season. He turns up, he ripped the place to pieces. He ripped up that championship division, and they strolled home and up to the Premier League. But it's a different kettle of fish, and it might just be that he needs a couple of years to sort it out. And what worries me for him is it feels like he's not pragmatic enough. They're still playing the same way when they're in the shit, and they need to scrap a bit more. And Pep stuck to his guns at City that first season. He stuck to his guns. Excuse me. We struggled to get fourth. Was it fourth that season? We struggled to get fourth. Following season, sticking to his guns, we were Centurions, 100 points. Following season, Formidables. So maybe Kompany's looking at it and saying, well, Pep stuck to his guns. It worked out for him. I'm not sure Kompany's got enough time or the players to stick to his guns. If he could keep Burnley in the Premier League, then I think he can go again next season. I think the problem is, I'll ask you this question. What happens if Burnley get relegated? Does Kompany get the boot? Or does he get another chance in the Championship? And then does he have to basically reprove himself?
Yeah, it depends. I don't know how he's getting on with these new guys that are in charge and stuff like that. Of course, Burnley had a big change, didn't he, over the last couple of seasons? So, he'd have to know just how close that unit is at that level. You would like to think if they did get relegated. I mean, the fans. I mean, obviously earlier I've not seen much recently, but I know. When I went away last September, October, I was chatting to a couple of Burnley fans, and they weren't happy. They weren't happy with the fact, great, you've done this, but you're silly. You haven't got the players to do what you want to do in the Premier League, and so whether that attitude's hardened or they're just becoming acceptable to it now that he's going to play that way. But as you say, I think you hit the nail on the head there. He's got to adjust. And if he's not adjusting, that means he could be liable. Look, mate, you've proven you can't alter your thought level, your thought processes. It's just not good enough. And if that happens, then I could see him leaving if they get relegated, or even leaving before they get relegated. Where come February, March, it might be on the wall. Well, Burnley might be looking forward and moving him on then.
Well, because you look at someone like Sheffield United, they got Chris Wilder in. They got to change a manager. I don't think the other guy was doing too bad. It was a struggle, but he got a little bump out of them.
Yeah.
Luton now, they've got a little bump. They're moving forwards. And I think someone might look at it and say, look, we're still in this. Remarkably, we're still in this. We're on 12 points, which is rubbish. But Luton are on 16. Other teams aren't too far ahead. Everton, Forest are within touching distance, especially if they lose more points. And so someone can say, well, two wins gets you out of this, potentially, gets you out of the relegation zone. That breeds confidence. The problem is, you're right. I don't think Kompany's going to get those 2 wins. Someone else might. And I think they've got to, if I was Burnley's owners, I would seriously consider it, because it's very hard to have a long-term project, because you've got to make plans for the future. It's hard to make plans for the future when your finances are in turmoil because you're being relegated, because you're going to get battered. You're going to get much, much less money coming in. You've got to, hopefully, they've got the players on contracts that they've got relegation clauses. If they go down, they deduct some money. So it's going to be really, really tough for him. I wish him the best, but final question. If Pep leaves in 3 years' time, no Kompany.
No. I can't even consider him as coming as a number 2. I don't see the point at the moment.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree, Bernard. It's a shame, but there you have it, Bernard.
We love him. He's a legend, and he'll always be a legend. And even players who've not done, to me, people like Peter Reid, all right, he wasn't at City long enough to become a legend, but I've no grudge against any of these guys if they haven't pulled anything off for us. It's just, it wasn't easy, was it, mate, to do anything with City in those days. So, yeah, they'll remain legends, as I'm sure Gerrard is still a legend wherever, even despite his rubbishy. Although Neville might not be so much of one when he went to manage other clubs and stuff. Ryan Giggs had a little stay at somewhere else. Didn't he?
Rubbish. I mean, but you're right.
Neville playing legends, but obviously nothing else.
Neville was rubbish. Gerrard was rubbish. Lampard's been rubbish. Fat Frank. So yeah. Kompany, give him. I think Kompany deserves that bit of time because he proved it last season in the Championship. Now that might be his level. Who knows? But he's proven it. I think he deserves a bit more time.
He'll make a living.
Oh, yeah. I think he'll do all right. I think he deserves a bit more time, another chance, but I'm not sure it's going to be at Burnley. Guys, thanks for watching the video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Give us a thumbs up. We always like a little bit of a thumbs up, guys. See you around, Blues.